Hey everybody, it is late at night and I am Norman. I absolutely love the show Most Expensivest. I mean, 2 Chainz has got to be one of the funniest hosts ever. He is hilarious. So I thought to myself, watches are pretty expensive. What are the most expensive watches in the world? Well, I found a few. So tonight, I'm going to be doing my version of the Most Expensivest with watches. And I must apologize, I am not nearly as funny as 2 Chainz. But let's get started. The first watch on my list is the Graff Diamonds Hallucination watch, valued at over $55 million. This watch is adorned with a kaleidoscope of extremely rare colored diamonds. I mean, it's a pile of diamonds glued together with a tiny little diamond encrusted watch face dropped in the mess. However, this mess has been the vision of Mr. Graff himself for many years. He's been collecting diamonds with this watch in mind. I feel like value alone doesn't make for art. I would have liked to see these crazy expensive diamonds arranged in a more watchy manner. This looks more like a diamond spread on a black velvet cloth that you would see in a Guy Ritchie movie where a criminal is attempting to pawn his ill-gotten gains. So this watch is $55 million. What else could you buy for $55 million? You could purchase Innocence, a private island in the Bahamas. It has pristine beaches, hundreds of acres of indigenous fruit trees, a 3,000 square foot main house with 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, atop one of the island's highest points. And there's a nearby bungalow with a meditation deck and a gym, and it overlooks the bay. And there's a private runway with its own pilot code, MYEY. You could purchase a private jet to fly to your new island for another $50 million. So yes, you can get your own private jet, complete with queen-sized bed, a shower, and 800 square feet of living space. And just look at the interior of that plane. You could buy a Connecticut castle and still have $20 million to spare. And I mean, it has a moat. It's 18,777 square feet with 9 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Or you could buy a 1962 Ferrari. It is the second of only 39 250 GTOs ever produced. It's the first of its type to compete in a race and succeed in 17 class podiums through competition in 27 races. Or you could buy a pile of diamonds with an itty-bitty watch face in the middle of them. The Breguet Marie Antoinette, number 160 Grand Complication, with an estimated value of over $30 million. This watch is known for its historical significance and intricate craftsmanship. Who actually ordered the watch to be built is in dispute. Historically, it was claimed that the Queen herself ordered the watch, but it was most likely ordered by her close friend, Swedish Count Hans Axel von Fersen. The Queen never did receive the watch, however, due to the guillotine, and fine young von Fersen never received it either. He was permanently waylaid by a lynch mob. The watch was completed 34 years after it was ordered. You'd think the Rolex waitlists are crazy. Wow. Even Abraham Louis Breguet didn't get to see this thing. This pocket watch has a 63mm case, and it features perpetual calendar indicating the day of the week, date and month, equation of time, repetition of minutes, quarters and hours, independent seconds hand, jumping hours, a thermometer, and it features a self-winding mechanism. So this watch costs $30 million. What else could you buy for that? You could live on a cruise ship for 124 years. One woman is doing that, and apparently it is costing her $633 a day. My calculator says 129 years, but I am terrible at the maths, so let's stick with what the article stated and go with 124 years. You could buy 1 million acres of lunar real estate. Apparently lunarland.com sells moon real estate by acre. So yeah, you could buy part of the moon. According to stuff.co.nz, you could buy 60,000 years worth of ice cream if you ate 1 tub per week and the ice cream was New Zealand's Kapiti ice cream. Alright, living on ice cream. You could buy Taylor Swift's apartment, and apparently the superstar bought this apartment from none other than Peter Jackson. For how much? You guessed it, $30.3 million. You could buy a super yacht. By super, I do mean super. 38 meters, 5 cabins, 4 crew cabins. I mean, look at this thing. Next up we have the Jacob & Co Billionaire watch. Priced at around $18 million, this watch is adorned with over 260 carats of emerald-cut diamonds. Of course, it has a tourbillon. Of course, it's skeletonized. And of course it's gaudy. Of course I just can't. I can't. Anyway, for $18 million, what else could you buy? You could buy the invisible house at Joshua Tree. This house was covered in Netflix show The Most Amazing Vacation Rentals. Celebrities like Diplo, Lizzo, and Demi Lovato have all visited the house. And it looks pretty brilliant. $18 million brilliant? You could buy Floyd Mayweather's house. This is a waterfront mansion on Palm Island, which is a man-made island on Biscayne Bay. Next up we have a couple Patek Philippe's. The first one is the Grandmaster Chime, reference 6300A-010. Sold at an auction for over $31 million, this limited edition watch is highly sought after by collectors. No collectors that I know. This watch is the Grandmaster Chime, reference 6300A-010, and it was created especially for only watch. It is the only one that will ever be made in stainless steel. The watch has 4 spring barrels driving 20 complications, a grand and petite sonnerie, a minute repeater, instantaneous perpetual calendar with a 4-digit year display, second time zone, day-night indicator, day-date on both dials. Oh, by the way, it has 2 dials. Month, leap year cycle, 24-hour and minute subdial. And it has reversible lugs, so you can actually use both the faces. Next up we have the Patek Philippe Henry Graves Supercomplication. This historic pocket watch sold for a record-breaking price of $24 million at auction. The most heated bidding was between 2 men, and the winner was Mr. R.L. Bax, the former head of Christie's International Watch Department. So this watch sold for $24 million. What else could you get for that? You could eat at Sublimotion, the world's most expensive restaurant, at $2,173 per head. 11,000 times. You could buy 47 Lamborghini Aventators. They cost $507,353 each. Those would look pretty cool sitting in front of your house. All 47 of them. And the last watch on my list is the Louis Moinet Meteorite watch. This is a set of 4 watches, each containing a piece of a meteorite with a combined value of over $4.5 million. So what else could you buy for $4 million? You could start 45 laundromats in your neighborhood. I mean, owning laundromats would be interesting. You can go to space 15 times. If you do the Blue Origin, it's about $300,000 for a 12-minute suborbital flight at an altitude of 100 kilometers. I mean, being able to say you went to space 15 times, that's a pretty cool party trick. So there you have it, some of the most expensivest watches in the world today. Thanks for watching.